Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be cleaning with Mile Deep. So this is Mile Deep Snow. It's a concentrated snow foam designed to be a pre-wash. We're going to do a foam, rinse, foam, and then wash the car. We're going to start off with snow, and then we're going to use the regular shampoo as our contact wash. I want to show you the vehicle. So it's been about 2 weeks since we've washed this car. You can see there's a bunch of dirt on the back. Most of the grime is going to be near the front of the vehicle. So maybe we'll position the camera over here actually. So you could see all of those bug guts, all of these big red spots all over the place, all up and down the pillars, all over the mirror caps, mud over here. So it should be a decent test to see how well it works. Now, this isn't designed to be a product that you spray on and rinse off and no longer have to wash your car. Instead, it's supposed to break down the heavy grime and make it so that you don't have to worry about marring your car with your touch. So this can do 1 to 10, 1 to 15, 1 to 20, 1 to 5 for extreme soiling without affecting last stage products. Spray on with a foam cannon. So I've got a metering tip on here. It's going to be the equivalent of me putting like 1 to 10 inside the cannon and then spraying it out. So about 100 milliliters to a full cannon. We'll see what kind of foam we get and we'll go from there. All right, so we're gonna let this dwell for a couple of minutes and then we'll rinse it off and we'll come back with our next stage, which will be their shampoo and an agitation. So it seems to be doing good work. We've gotten a lot of colors coming off of here, streaks, runs of different colors. That's really nice. Seeing some of the dirt break down in the wheel wells on this side, but mostly the rainbow that's happening there. Lots of yellow up here in the top of the light. It's great. And then a lot of runs here where the mud was. So let it run for maybe another minute. We don't want this to dry, but we do want to give it time to work. And then we can start rinsing off the vehicle. Today I'm using a 32-degree nozzle in between 40 and a 25. New one that I picked up from Sprayer Solutions. I think that these tips are far better than the MTM ones. So if you have the MTM tips, I'd recommend trying these out. You can go on Clean Right and you can get the Sprayer Solution. It's like, well, if you have an MTM, it'll be 1/4 meg, MEG, and then whatever size you want. So a 32-degree would be a 32, 7.0 would be an 07, so a 3207 is what this is. Because I have the Mossmatic holder, mine's an 1/8 inch, but if you have the MTM, then it'll be 1/4. So I think we're good. We're seeing a lot of drying here, so let's get this rinsed off. All right, not bad. So we see like, I don't know, 80% cleanup, something along those lines. All the dirt here is gone. There's still a black run here, like from the, you know, maybe what's coming down through the door jambs there. A little bit of bugs on the front, a little bit of bugs on the mirror, like in this area here. Maybe I just missed that. Yeah, still a couple spots. But overall, I'd say we're about 80% cleanup, maybe 85. So this is their regular shampoo. I have it mixed 1 to 10 in the bottle with no metering tip at all. So we're gonna get a panel impact ratio of like 1 to 150. So let's see. Nice foam, nice and thick. I'm not noticing a scent with this one. I would prefer a scent to no scent. I guess I'd prefer no scent to a bad scent, but still generally I like scents. I'm not getting one here. The slickness seems good. The amount it's sticking to the car seems good. Overall pretty pleasant to use. We'll just keep going here. I've got a deli pad, Microfiber Madness. This is my favorite wash pad currently. Normally just do one door at a time. And we're seeing pretty much everything wash right off. Okay. We can see just one quick swipe, all the bugs are gone, stuff's coming right off. Honestly, works pretty well. Not bad at all. Got a couple spots over there that are going to dry on the car, so we'll see how it does with that. It's gentle, so we should be okay. But I guess we'll find out. Really not bad though. Overall good user experience. Great foam. Didn't use a lot of product. Worked really well. So let's rinse the car off and we'll go from there. All right, so in this bottle I have Mile Deep Sheen, which is a gloss drying aid. And it's mixed 10 to 1 with water, which is what it instructs you on the bottle. So for your initial coat, 1 to 10, you can go all the way to 1 to 20 or 1 to 30 for top-off coats. I will say I'm not really loving it. And it doesn't feel incredibly slippery. So I don't know that this one is going to be one of my favorites, especially after using Garage Therapy. I really like their detailer as a drying aid, and I like their Sigma product. I thought that those worked really well. Third Mile Deep video, if you count the tar one. So today we tested out 4 products, one of them off camera, so we'll come back to that. We started off with Snow. Snow is a concentrated snow foam. We did this with a teal tip inside the Griot's foam cannon, which should give us around a 2% panel impact ratio, which is roughly what I use for Bilt Hamber Touchless and many other snow foam products. The directions on the back of the bottle say 1 to 10 for heavy, 1 to 15 for medium, and 1 to 20 for light. Can be used 1 to 5 for extreme soiling. In the foam cannon, we had about a 2% PIR, which is equivalent to a 1 to 50. The instructions that they're giving you on the back for dilutions, it doesn't really specify, it's not very clear if they mean before the cannon or after the cannon, if that makes sense. I'm assuming they mean inside the cannon bottle. So in which case we would be right around the heavy dilution, heavy soiling section. We saw good bug breakdown, we saw good dirt breakdown, we saw a lot running off the car. The foam was very heavy, but it still slid off and broke down over time as we would expect. We had good dwell time, did a great job on the mirrors. We got 80 to 85% clean off. A lot of the snow foams that I've used in the past have been very similar. I don't know that I like it better than Touchless, or I like it better than like the Garage Therapy snow foam that I just tested, but it did work very, very well. You know, it's easily a top 5 for me in terms of the snow foams that I've tested. Again, worked really well. Then we went to Cleanse, which is a pH neutral shampoo, and that did a great job as well. Now, the one thing that I didn't notice was a scent while we were using it. What was cool about it was we used very little product. I put about 50 mLs in my foam cannon. I filled it up to the 500 ml mark with water. So we've got about 1 to 9 inside the cannon. No metering tip at all. So we're getting 145, so like a 1 to 145 PIR, or would that be a 0.66, something like that. Great thick foam, broke down slowly, stayed on the car and dwelled very nicely. Good lubricity for the mitt. Worked well, right? Like some soaps are very thick and kind of make your mitt feel floaty, like it's not actually touching the panel, which is kind of neat. This was kind of in the middle. It's not super thick, but not super thin, but it did a good job. Overall, pretty happy with it. As far as user experience is concerned, I mean, I would rate it a little bit on the lower side. Performance was great, without a scent, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things, scents are preference. So if you don't like scents, this might actually be a good option for you, but it worked very well. Both of these, we used about 50 mLs in total, and ended up with a great experience. And I still have some left in my foam cannon. I could probably still get another half a car, maybe almost a full car if it was a smaller car, out of what I filled in the foam cannon. So did a great job overall. Next we went with Sheen. So Sheen is a gloss drying aid. Highly concentrated, ultra high performance, instant gloss coating and rinse/drying aid. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really like it. It didn't leave the car slick, although I didn't use it the right way, is really the problem. I didn't use this the right way. I see there's a thing that it needs to dwell, and I didn't let it dwell. So I'm gonna come back to this. I missed that. 1 to 10 parts water is what I diluted it at. I did it in the solo sprayer. It tells you to allow it to dwell for 5 minutes, temperature dependent, before rinsing off with clean water. I did not do that, so I want to be fair that this isn't, I didn't do it the right way. You're supposed to foam this on. So I made a mistake. Let me come back to that. Now I did mess with flare off camera, and I use this as kind of what I would consider to be a drying aid. So when I think drying aid, I think of something that you're spraying on the panel when it's semi-wet. and you're using it when you're drying the car off with your towel. And this actually performed really, really well. Flare. It's got a great smell. It's a ceramic quick detailer is what they call it. Spray on, wipe off, very good. Worked like you would expect. Now they say to apply it using a microfiber applicator pad. I actually used it just with a microfiber towel, but I had a great experience with it. And this one is not diluted. It is ready to use right out of the bottle, which was how I used it. I had great gloss and slickness. It reminded me of, some of the, like the Garage Therapy Quick Detailer, the OG Drying Aid, some of the other products that I really do like. Good scent overall, good user experience. So I was pretty happy with this after using Sheen. Like I said, I was a little disappointed with Sheen, but it appears as though I screwed that up. I'm definitely capable of admitting when I'm wrong, so I'm going to come back and retest Sheen in the next video. But these three, Cleanse, Snow, and Flare, all worked very well in kind of the traditional wash way that I normally use products, right? Using a snow foam, rinse, and then doing a spray on with a mitt wash, contact wash with Cleanse, and then Flare as my quick detailer / drying aid, spraying on the wet panel and wiping off immediately. So we have a couple more products to try out. Sheen is a drying aid, like I said, and like I said, I missed the fact that it's supposed to be foamed on, so I did spray it on at 1 to 10, which was the dilution that it gives me. So we'll do that. We'll foam this next time, and we'll allow it to dwell for 5 minutes before rinsing off, and we'll see how it actually turns out. Maybe we can do that tomorrow, actually. And then they do have a like a wet coat style product, which is Shield, which is a ceramic foam sealant. So it seems to me like this is a foaming wax product. It says wax polymer blend, hydrophobic layer, enhances shine and gloss on surfaces. This one says ceramic infusion, highly protective, highly durable, hydrophobic layer providing UV resistance, enhancing gloss. So they seem like similar products. This is a ceramic, while this is more of a wax or polymer based. And both of them have a very similar instruction where you're supposed to dilute it and then use a snow foam bottle or lance and pressure washer. This one you rinse off immediately. That one you allow to dwell for 5 minutes before rinsing off. So those will be tested in an upcoming video. We also do have the interior cleaner to test out as well, so we'll try those out next time. Thank you for stopping by. Please ignore the Sheen stuff for now, and we'll come back to that later. So thank you and have a great day.